And then that just goes right on top. Doesn't this look good? Oh my God. My mouth is watering. Some goodness in here. Really, really good. Folks, you guys are gonna love this.
Hey, what's up? It's Vince Leo from VinceLeo.com, and I'm hanging out with Norma again.
Hola.
Now, Norma, you've been showing us some awesome Salvadorian, Latin, vegan food.
Yes.
And when I think of El Salvador, I think of pupusas.
Yes, that's our staple. That's our staple of our country that we're very proud of. It's not popusas, it's pupusa.
Pupusas.
Yeah, pupusas, because some people be doing it wrong. It's not popusas, okay? Just letting y'all know.
And you have a recipe for a vegan pupusa.
Yeah.
So if you're into vegan recipes, vegan shopping videos, healthy hacks, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss a thing. But right now, I'm in the mood for some pupusas. Ready to make some?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so to make some pupusas, it's pretty much the basic ingredients, which the first thing will be maseca. So this is actually 2 cups of maseca flour, which also you can use cornmeal if you want to do that as well. There are some stores that do have flour that's already done for tortillas, which is called masa fina, para tortilla. But again, that's if you go to the specialized Latin stores as well. And then the other ingredient is water. So 1.5 cups of water, and then vegan cheese. You can use whichever vegan cheese or any, ingredients that you'd like to use, beans or, mushrooms or squash or, anything that comes to your liking. So now when it comes to the cheese, what I like to do is I do like to melt it so that it has sort of that masa, texture to it, but make sure that it has to be cooled down. Okay, you don't want to have this too hot, and with the water, also if you can warm the water up, that will go perfect with the masa and the mixing of it. And for the cheese that we are using, it is a vegan cheese that's a mozzarella, but you can use whichever cheese that is to your liking. So with that said, let's go ahead and start this. We have 2 cups here, just in case if as you're doing it, you need a little bit more water, you can go ahead and add more of that or a little bit more of masa. Again, you want to make sure that when you are mixing this together, that it doesn't stick to your fingers. So with that said, let's go ahead and do this. So we're mixing in 1.5 cups of warm water, and I think we're good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get our hands dirty. So pretty much just mix everything together, and again, it should, as it's done, it should not stick to your fingers. So you want to get a good dough going in there. So, and again, just adjust as you are doing this. So it does feel a little dry. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more water. Again, you can adjust it as you are going. And like I said, it should form a good dough to where it doesn't stick to your fingers, and it also doesn't stick to the pan or the bowl itself as well. As you're doing this, you see how it's not sticking to my fingers. That's when you know that this is a good masa. So one thing that I like to do so that it has at least a little bit more flavor is I like to go ahead and mix in some salt. So salt to taste, however you want it, but just I'll do maybe like 2 pinches of salt. Like that chef that does that, right? So in order to start this, pretty much lather my hands up with the oil, and then from there go ahead and grab a handful, and this is what I usually use. So with that, just go ahead and make a circular golf ball size, and make sure you add the little oil in there, and then from there pretty much the size. If you want it a little bit bigger, it depends, however you want. But that is when I now start to flatten it out. Okay, now I usually use the fingers here, and then also make sure that as you're doing this, as the sides they do start to break apart a little bit, make sure that you do close it up. Another thing too that some people will do is that they'll also do this. So it's pretty much your fingers going around, making sure that you can get it as thin as you can. So that's also another way. Again, all up to you. Have that flatness, and then also make that dent, which is where the cheese is going to go into. So then from there, go ahead and grab again this cheese, the vegan cheese that's been melted, and that's gonna go right deck in the middle. So make sure that you can also flatten this out so that you're able to close this up. And then this is where we now close it, okay? So we close it up, and then obviously this top part, what I wanna do is just boom, take this top part because it's extra, and then now we can go ahead and close it up. Yeah, so this one's gonna be a little baby one. The next ones that we try will be a little bit bigger. So I need to make this correct, because if not, my Salvi card is gonna be revoked. The Salvadoreños are gonna be like, girl, what you doing? What you doing with that pupusa? Así no se hace. So let me do it again, because that one is too small. So now that our pupusas are done, let's go ahead and go over to the stove and cook these. Now it's up to you whether you want to oil the comal or not, but I did just so that, you know, it has a little bit of oil there. So just basically just lathered it up and then turn on the fire, and there we go. Now it is going to be super hot, so you might want to also just bring the heat down just a tad, because you don't want the pupusa to burn like right away, because it has to kind of cook all throughout the inside. So basically you want to probably cook them about like 2-3 minutes. Again, you'll see depending on the heat that you put on the stove and how much it's, you know, heating up, about 2 minutes or so. All right, so since the first one no me salió bien, it did not come out too well, this deformed one is gonna go on first, just so that we can see how it looks, okay? Escándalo, es un escándalo, escándalo, es un escándalo. I like playing with my food. That's the way you do it. As Latinos, we gotta dance and have some fun with it too. Ooh, that one looks good. Now, if the cheese oozes out, that's actually even better if it does. So it's okay if it goes out a little bit. It's okay. That burnt cheese, riquísimo. See? There you go. Ooh, look at that cheese. All right, so now that we have our pupusas and it's done, now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and add some curtido. Now the curtido, it's pretty much a fermented cabbage, onions, carrots, and all these great spices. So we pretty much want to put that on top, and that just goes just pretty much on top. And it tastes so good. And the link is below. Okay, so if you want to know the recipe for this one, just go ahead and look below. And then we top it off with our salsa roja. Now, salsa roja for us is pretty much, you know, a lot of tomatoes and onions and just a whole bunch of good spices. And then that just goes right on top. Doesn't this look good? Oh my God, my mouth is watering. There you go. Pupusas salvadoreñas. Salvadoran pupusas. Hope you guys enjoy this. Now, there is a debate between Salvadoreños about how we should eat this. Some people say, yeah, eat it with your hands, and some people use a fork because they don't want to get their hands greasy. Folks, honestly, up to you. However you want to eat it, it's perfectly fine. Just do whatever you want. So, me, I'm gonna use my fingers. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do the taste testing. Some goodness in here. Really, really good. Folks, you guys are gonna love this. It's savory, the cabbage and the salsa, everything just goes perfectly together. So I'm gonna keep enjoying this. Buen provecho.
All right, Norma, I think you made your Salvadorian community proud with these vegan pupusas.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, to be able to, you know, have all these foods, you know, but still maintain the same sazon is important to me, to like be able to like, I'm not gonna miss out on anything just because I'm vegan.
And that's true for many cultures.
Yeah.
There's so many different recipes that you could veganize.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to check out any of the other Salvadorian recipe videos we did, links for those are in the description box below. So leave me a comment and let me know if you've ever had pupusas or vegan pupusas and what you thought of this recipe. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as I post new videos every week, and join the Fit From Food notification squad by ringing that bell next to the subscribe button. And remember to keep living Fit From Food. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Adios.